Hey everybody, I'm Jamie. That's JJ in one of these boxes. This is Total Spotfest, and today we have two amazing guests. The future of independent professional wrestling's tag team division, or should I say, the present. Mr. Campbell Myers, Mr. SK Bishop, the premier. How are you two gentlemen doing?
Man. Thank you.
Welcome.
How you guys doing?
Thank you guys for joining us here. We do truly appreciate it. Two thirds of either the premiere or 2/3 of the premiere, right? Is that how are we doing that?
Well, so if you really want to go into the multiverse of the premiere, man, we're like 2/5, 3/6.
No,
so,
but you're also not. You're also the premiere.
Yeah. So
you
like,
are, but
man, the total premiere in its entirety. Let me run through it right now. The entire premiere, because this gets lost in translation a lot. So the premiere is SK Bishop, Campbell Myers, Camaro Jackson, Thomas Shire, and then whenever he's around, Matt Kenway or D. Kenway. So D. Kenway actually originated the premiere. He started it with Camaro and Shire. They brought me in as the young guy, and then Kenway actually stopped wrestling, but we just kept the ball rolling and brought Bishop in. And then, I don't know, Kenway just kind of popped back into the fold, but like he was never like out of the premiere. So he's not like a frequent flyer like the rest of us, but when he pops back up here and there, he's premiere affiliated. So really it's technically like 2/5. I think is the math there. But yeah, like everywhere we go, me and Bishop, we're the premiere.
You are the premiere. Well,
yeah.
It is great to have you guys with us here. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll get all into it, but we've made mention about you guys for a while. Definitely been around with Journey Pro for quite a bit. Also seen you through other promotions locally here in Kansas City. But we do know that, and you both are based out of the Kansas side of the metro, right? You both live over.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was raised in Spring Hill, but I live in Lawrence now. I think Bishop's in the OP area, so yeah, Kansas side.
Yeah, and I'm
Spring Hill.
originally
I used to live there.
Olathe Overland Park.
Okay.
I actually went to college in Olathe at Mid-American Nazarene University. Played football there. Yeah, I played football there.
Started college there, you should say.
I started until I got I blew out my knee. Long story, but private schools get funding, ladies and gentlemen. Just know that private schools suck. Go to a public school. No, but anyway, gentlemen, thank you for coming. We will get into wrestling. We always do, but I always love starting with like what makes you guys tick, what gets you guys going in the day. Like, what's the thing that drives you that's not necessarily wrestling related? Like, is there just something like you got family, you got a girlfriend, or a significant other, or maybe you have like a serious cocaine habit, like whatever it is, what do you got?
What drugs do you take in the morning to get you out of bed? Yes, let's go there, Jamie.
I mean, 80s wrestling right here.
I mean, as far as getting up in the morning, I mean, I need to drink water first thing and hang from a bar and decompress my spine. And then after that, I just kind of go through my routine, getting ready to go to work. That's
nice.
That's what I do, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
What's your why, bro? That's your morning routine. They want to know what makes you tick. You
said something that makes me tick?
Yeah. What types of things do you? Are you a big comic book nerd? Do you like movies? Are you big into music, sports, art, opera?
Definitely
cars. I don't know.
And music and adult cartoons is my jam.
Okay.
I was actually going to college to be an animator before I started wrestling, and ideally I wanted to work for Adult Swim. So any Adult Swim cartoons, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Venture Bros, stuff like that, that's my jam. And then as far as music goes, I am all over the place with that. I could pinpoint a few genres, but overall, good music's good music. So I could talk about that all day, honestly.
Okay. I'm gonna come back to that for sure. Campbell, what about yourself, man?
Yes.
Oh man, I don't know. So my current life, I always said to keep it non-wrestling related, but it always will come back to wrestling because like everything in my life currently is like come from wrestling in some way
Okay.
or some route. Like I was telling y'all earlier before we went live, I played basketball my whole life, and then when that didn't work out, I almost just had like a complete overhaul. Like I got into wrestling, um, but because I got into wrestling, then I was like, yo, I want to be a wrestler. What do they do? All my favorite wrestlers, which was like Seth Rollins, and then that were on TV at the time, were doing CrossFit. So I was like, oh, let me get into CrossFit. So now I coach CrossFit as like my job in real life. I'm a CrossFit coach. I was like,
Okay.
oh man, they're like travel all the time. They get into coffee, so maybe I'll start messing around with coffee now. Like I could go back and change that. I would because I can't drink like a cup of Folgers anymore. I'm so pretentious with my coffee. I'm like an espresso machine. I weigh them all out every morning. I like dial in espresso. I'm so just bougie, and I wish I wasn't, but I'm like I said, I'm in too deep. I can't go back now.
I was gonna.
So, like,
I wanted to get to that later, but I really wanted to get there because for those of you who are not familiar, you can go on Journey Pros, go twitch.tv/Journey2Anarchy, Journey Pros Twitch, and you can see some of the shows that we had at Blip Coffee Roasters because it's at a coffee shop, right? You know, and every time the premiere had a match, here's Campbell either going to and then eventually making his own like bougie ass coffee, which I'm not gonna lie, Jamie knows this about me, you know, that I like the fancy fucking coffees too, right? So
man, I'm saying, like I said, if I could go back and change it, I would, but like, honestly, just the fan in me was like, yo, I'm trying to be like these guys I see on TV.
okay,
And now
that's
it's
why.
like, it's like full circle because I'm like, this is like the stuff that I'm genuinely into now. Like, I don't know if those guys that I was watching on TV came out and were like, you know what, now we hate CrossFit and coffee. Doesn't matter. It's like part of me now. I'm into that stuff, you know. Bishop knows, man, I drag him to all these coffee shops, every city we go to if we're staying longer than just hitting the show and turning around and going home. So I drag him into all these cafes. Top room every now and then we'll drop into some CrossFit gyms and get a workout in. We've done it in San Antonio a couple times. But yeah, man, like I kind of just wanted to adapt to that lifestyle because it seemed appealing. So now, like my everyday life is just like like I said, rooted to wrestling in some capacity. That's what started it at least.
That's awesome. So, all right, I do want to get into music because he went there. He opened up the can of worms, like because we love I'm a big movie guy. He's our music guy, but I appreciate a good song here or there as well. I'm not that completely of a shithead, but mostly. So your workout routine, you guys have your workout routines. Like what's in the headphones? What are you listening to?
You know, like straight hip hop, metal, something random as hell, like Katy Perry. I mean, what we got bumping through the
Steel Panther?
Honestly, for me, like my workout playlist, it has hip hop, it has metal, it has like grunge, has a little bit of pop on there. I used to actually have multiple workout playlists where one was like heavy with nothing but like hardcore and metal, and then one that was more hip hop oriented.
Okay.
Over time, kind of put them all together and put it on shuffle, and then just kind of sift through
it. To do it. Okay.
Just kind of feel what you feel.
Any examples? Like you say heavy, like give us like some of the bands you're listening to.
So like on the workout playlist or just like in general?
In general.
Either.
What you got?
Yeah.
So I mean, like as far as metal goes, I love Counterparts. That is like my favorite metal band. Counterparts. I liked Knocked Loose, Parkway Drive, Born of Osiris, just that kind of stuff. I would look through my library on my phone right now, but I have to use my phone for this. So, of course, my mind is blank past those few that I named at the moment. But I mean, all kinds of stuff. Campbell's been in the car with me. He knows how crazy my playlist can get. So it's just all over the fucking place. But metal, definitely. Melodic metal, I'd say. That's a lot of my jam during a workout.
Sounds like a lot of post-hardcore too, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's another one. One of my favorite bands growing up. And Campbell just recently started getting into them too. Dance Gavin Dance.
Oh,
familiar with them?
The Dance Gavin Dance of tag team professional wrestling, bro.
So, okay, I'll put a pin there for a second. Have you seen them live?
Dance Gavin Dance?
Yes.
Multiple times, yes.
Okay. Were you at their so post-pandemic, I've been to one concert. And it was Dance Gavin Dance, Veil of Maya. And I know as Periphery and as a few others were with it too, this is tickets that me and a couple of my friends from work we had gotten. It was supposed to be April of 2020. So as you can guess, that concert didn't happen, right? And it got delayed, pushed back, but they finally scheduled it to go through earlier this year, right? Finally. So, things are starting to open back up. People are vaccinated. So cool. Going to this up at the Midtown. I'm so excited. That morning, the lead singer from Dance Gavin Dance came down with like throat injury or whatever. And I found out while we were in line. I go, son, because you guys are familiar with Dance Gavin Dance. Jamie's not so much, but they have a screamer and a guy who does like almost falsetto shit, right? Does their melody guy.
Listen, that's my man.
Killian got like on the way from Denver the night before. He like jacked up his throat got jacked. I don't know. It wasn't sickness. It was laryngitis or something. But so anyway, so we went there. Veil Maya, unbelievable. They ruled ass, and everyone else was great. And they had to get this fill in for them, and it was good, but it wasn't quite Dance Gavin Dance. And then of course their bassist just died a little bit ago, so it's like. But one of my favorite bands. Love them to death.
Oh, yeah.
Man, now I have to hop in because Bishop sounds like a badass for his workout playlist, and mine's a little bit all over the place too, but like my not so guilty pleasure the last like couple months, honestly my whole life, dude, I lift a lot of heavy weights to High School Musical, and I'm not ashamed to say it, dude. I have an entire Spotify playlist called Badass Songs, but it's just my favorite High School Musical songs. And like I made this to him, and he just sits there and shakes his head the whole car ride. He's like, "You better turn this shit off."
We play that shit on a long car ride to a booking. I'm just like,
you just look at him.
I'm not into it, but like I have like a go-to workout playlist that has like good workout, like a little bit of hip hop, but mostly like a lot of metal, kind of like Bishop was saying. I listen to a lot of Day to Remember, which is like right on the just like heavier pop punk, you could say. But Day to Remember is like my go-to workout band. But then Parkway Drive's on there a ton of Bring Me the Horizon.
All Bring Me the Horizon or all Bring Me Horizon?
I was talking to Bishop about this. I'm more of a new Bring Me the Horizon fan, but I can appreciate each of the sounds because they have like 1,000 different sounds. I can appreciate all of them. I tend to lean more towards, honestly, I tell this all the time. Their pop stuff they started doing a couple summers ago, I love it. I'm honestly hooked in it. It takes a good, talented band to pull that kind of a switch off, but I really love just about everything they've done. I feel like the bulk of my workout playlist is straight off of that, where they really started to change their sound to go more mainstream.
Oh, the one
with
with
the Umbrella album
on it, yeah.
Yeah. So like that came out. That was on. They had like two songs from that on one of the WWE video games too. So I was like, yeah, dude, this is just like I can feel the shift where it's like this is radio rock, but also like it's still good hard as fuck. So like I love it.
Oh man. Because SK knows because Bring Me the Horizon is kind of like one of those it's like the Weezer thing for metalheads, right? It's like, are you like the sentimental and stuff before, or are you everything? Right. Because there's nobody that's just like,
like you said, I feel like it's almost like you're either this or that. It's kind of polarizing, but I'm just like, man, I don't know. They've got like 50 different sounds, and I can find something in each of them that I enjoy. You know what I mean?
I like their old shit. I don't mind the album The Drown's on. I can't remember the title of the album, but
I always just call it the Umbrella album.
Right, Black and White Umbrella. Jamie has no idea what we're talking about, by the way. Here, he just
not a fucking clue. Not a fucking
clue. You know who Stand Atlantic is?
I didn't quite catch that. Well, who?
You know who Stand Atlantic is?
Yeah.
They're a pop punk band in Australia, dude, and like I swear nobody else listens to them. I've been high on them, and they're coming to Warren, so they're like 10 minutes from the house. I'm gonna go see them this Sunday. Yeah, you were talking about concerts, and then I got a tunnel visit on that. I was like, oh shit, Stand Atlantic this weekend.
That's what I do miss that about living in a college town. Is you get those like because I mean I went to school in Mizzou, so I went to school in Columbia, but Columbia and Lawrence similar concert scenes. Because you guys have the Granada, we got the Blue Note. It's basically the same thing, 3 hours apart, right? Same sort of type of place, but you get the same sort of rotation of bands. And I know when I was in school, we get them like. It wouldn't be like the big names necessarily, but it'd be the ones right before they start hitting it big, or
right.
So many bands I'd see, and then like 2 years later, they're touring with like Foo Fighters and shit. So it's like
right. Man, Bishop, 2 years ago would have been me and Bishop went and saw the Menzingers and Tigers out here in Lawrence. So it was incredible, dude.
I haven't been able to see the Menzingers yet. It's one of my favorite bands. I have shirts. I have posters in my room. Not gonna lie, I love the Menzingers. I have not seen them live.
It was
So Campbell, when you're on these car rides with him and you have your High School Musical, I've just been waiting for this piece. Do you look at SK just like deadpan? Like when he's like turn the shit off, you're like, we're all in this together.
I always have the biggest smile on my face. And every time, and I'll say this about shit that Bishop showed me too. This is my go-to. I'll be driving, I'll look at him, I'll be like, "You don't know about this. What you know about this? Let me put you on." And he like I said, it's always just like a joke because it's usually shit that he showed me. But I'll do it with the High School Musical. I'm like, "What you know about this?" He's like, "Not a goddamn thing. Turn this off." He gets all no.
It's true. I don't
well,
know
I don't know if you guys know this, but the new Firestarter movie has Zac Efron in it. Like he's playing. Have you seen the original Firestarter? Who's seen the original Firestarter? With Drew Barrymore? Fuck, I'm old. God.
You are old as balls, Jamie.
It's an old Stephen King movie.
He's
It's
6
an old
months older
Stephen
than me.
King.
I can't
Okay.
do it.
Yeah.
It's
an old Stephen
guy.
King
I'm
movie.
not a horror guy. You know this. I don't know about you
Okay,
guys.
it's not necessarily horror. This girl's got telekinetic powers that she can set shit on fire with her mind. It's fucking amazing. But but now they got a new one, and Zac Efron plays the dad. And the reason that she has these powers because the dad had experiments done on when he was a kid or whatever, and it passed down to her. So, but Zac Efron's in a horror movie. So I was trying to make that into a segue into scary movies because I know SK Bishop likes scary movies. But do you, Mr. Campbell Myers, like scary movies? I assume because you have that's Michael Myers T-shirt.
I was gonna say that's gotta be a setup question because of his fucking merch, right?
Yeah, so I'll say this. I can't claim to be like a huge horror fan. I mean, I'll sit down and watch them and enjoy them, but I have to be, I'm a Halloween and Michael Myers nut, and I have been since I was a kid. Like, my neighbor, like one of my second dads growing up, he showed me him. Me and his son were best friends. He showed us all the Halloween movies. He had them all on DVD. Showed us all of them, and I was like, "He's fucking sick." And he was just an overall horror fan, so he had all the Friday the 13th, the Halloween movies, the Nightmare on Elm Street, the whole nine. But I was more so drawn to Michael Myers movies. Now this year, I took it upon myself this past year to sit down and watch the Friday the 13th. I didn't get through all of them in the Halloween season, and then I was ready for Christmas movies. So I'll pick back up where I left off come probably August or September. But the first few didn't really hit me. They got a little better after like the third or fourth one. I feel like the first three Friday the 13th were just the same movie. But Halloween, I could talk about all day. I listen to these nerdy podcasts about Halloween and all that shit during like September and October. I binged it. Like each episode would be like 3 hours worth of just them talking about like each Halloween movie. I was into it all the way. So I couldn't say I'm all the way a horror fan because like I feel like I'd be being a poser. I like horror movies, but like as far as like fandom goes, Michael Myers, I am in mark for. So yeah.
So how far did you make it into the Friday the 13th movies? Basically, I'm wanting to know, did you see 8 when Jason takes Manhattan?
No. I probably got to 4 or 5.
Okay. After you watch the 8th one, we need to have a conversation.
Say less. I'm there.
That's too many. SK, I know you are into the horror movies though, a little bit more dedicated, right?
Yeah. Yes, and I've dabbled in all sorts of horror movies. There were a few that last time we spoke that you mention that I hadn't seen, but overall, like, I like slashers and all the Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Streets and the Halloweens. I grew up watching all those. And then, I mean, like, all the bullshit ones like Killer Clowns from Outer Space and the Leprechaun and all those other ones, too. So,
Leprechaun in the Hood, baby. That's the best. That
Oh,
shit cracks
man.
me up. And then he went back to the Hood. That one's not so good.
dude,
So what would you classify? So we know his is obviously Halloween. What is your favorite scary movie?
oh, Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers. Why?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because it's fucking awesome.
You're not wrong.
There you go.
Days, it gets to 8, and they're like, what is it? We don't fucking know, but it dresses up like a scarecrow and terrorizes people and eats their body parts and it regenerates its body parts. It's fucking badass. Like, come on, dude.
I mean, it's
I
kind
have
of
actually seen that one, so I can agree. I do like that one.
I'm a
Dude, they're
Hellraiser
great.
guy. I'm a Hellraiser. guy.
Hellraiser's cool too. Yes, Hellraiser's also cool. But Jeepers
Hellraiser's
Creepers, man, I think it doesn't get enough love, honestly.
I actually did like Jeepers Creepers, and here's,
agree.
and even though I'm not a horror movie guy, I have some that I watch here and there. I have a real appreciation for the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because it's not. I don't think of it as a horror movie; it's a suspense movie, right? You don't see this. You don't see the villain until what 60% of the way through the movie, right? You know, you don't even see Leatherface. You know, it's just the feeling, the suspense of it. I think Jeepers Creepers had a lot of that element to it too. You don't see him until you don't actually physically see him to the very end, right? You know, but it's the scariness of it. So,
right, and then at the very, towards the end when they're actually like in the police station and you see it, you're just like, what the fuck is this? And it's just like, we don't know. We can't kill it, and then it literally just runs out of time, and then you have to wait another 23 years for 23 days, and it'll just start feeding again. Like, how? That's badass, dude.
pretty much is, you know.
Yeah.
So, are you into ghost movies? Are you guys into those at all? Do you like the Paranormal Activity shit, or?
I thought the Paranormal Activity ones were a little corny.
I agree.
I do enjoy anything involving like that kind of stuff though, because my house was like 100% no bullshit fun growing up, like tons of experiences. So maybe that's why like I was watching with like a skeptic eye with some of these like Hollywood movies. But like there are like, dude, all the documentaries you see, like haunting documentaries on TV, I'll sit there and watch those for hours. I love that kind of stuff.
Can't watch that shit because my fraternity house back in college, we had 2 ghosts in it. I experienced both of them. And I can't watch that. I can't watch that paranormal shit because I'm just like, nope, been there, not doing it. Nope.
Dude, that's the thing. Like, I feel like I can enjoy that kind of stuff a lot more now that I don't live like
ghost movie.
But like not living when I grew up anymore, which was hard. Like I can enjoy it a little bit more. Like my mom and I, when I was a kid, we would watch every Wednesday. Ghost Hunters would be on. I think Spotfest would be on Ghost Hunters every Wednesday night. Me and my mom would watch it together. She even gave me a Ghost Hunter shirt, and I loved it. But as soon as it was over and it was time for me to go to bed, I was like, man, why did I do this to myself? It's going to be hard to fall asleep now, but like it's a little different now that I'm like, like out on my own. I'm like, okay, nothing wood. This house there's no real issues with. So, but yeah, man, I definitely see what you mean. Like watching that stuff, it hits a little too close to home sometimes.
What about you, SK?
Yeah, I've seen some of the Paranormal Activity movies. Back it was a few years ago, but I mean, I liked them. They're all right.
Yeah.
As far as like Ghost Hunters, like I kind of watched that ironically.
I used to love that show.
It was
right there with them.
nonetheless. Honestly, not the first thing I jumped to. Like, kind of in that realm. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe just to go onto another tangent. What about like Exorcism? What about those types?
Oh, I love those movies.
Yeah, those.
It's the scariest movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like this the whole time at the theater, and my mom was busting the balls. She's like, gonna watch it. The Conjuring 2, I was like this.
Oh yeah, no, The Conjuring. Those movies are fucking awesome. People try to get on them. I'm like, dude, those are good. Those have just very intense sequences of terror. Like you're just exactly what Campbell did. You're just kind of like, oh, while you're watching them.
So I will say the first 2 Conjurings were amazing, but the last one left me wanting. You know, it just like it didn't have the same hook as the other two. Like it was still solid. I'm not gonna say it was not a good scary movie, but it just was like you left something on the table for me on this one. Like because they put too many jump scares in there and less intense scenes. Does that make sense?
Are you referring to? Is it the Devil Made Me Do It? Is
The
that
devil made me do it. Yeah, that's the fourth.
now-
That's the fourth. Sorry,
I
that's the
get
third one.
I get what you mean by that, but at the same time, like I always love it when a movie leaves me wanting more. So I'm just looking forward to the next one, and hopefully it's better than the last. But I will say, yeah, the first and second, I think the second one especially had more of those scenes where it's just like it's building up to it. You know it's about to be a jump scare, but you're just kind of like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. You know, it's like a roller coaster. Like, oh fuck, I like it.
I think the second one's the only one I've seen all the way through start to finish without any like. I think the first one I saw in bits. I didn't really like piece the whole thing together. But that second one I saw in theaters with my mom. Like I said, dude, that was the scariest movie I've ever seen about.
Oh
The dude with the glasses, dude. The like, you know, he's in that thing. Oh, dude, that got me too. So like with me, so I'm actually, it's funny. I'm a big scary movie guy, but I'm actually chlorophobia. I actually have a deathly irrational fear of clowns, and it's all because of scary movies. And the thing is, it's like scary clowns don't fuck with me. Like scary clowns, you're supposed to be scary. I'm good. Real clowns mess with me, like the ones who look real, and it's all because of the damn puppet from Poltergeist. Have you guys seen Poltergeist?
yes.
In pieces, not all the way through.
Oh man. So like a Pennywise wouldn't scare you.
No, because it's supposed to be scary.
He
It's
loves
fine.
Pennywise.
But
That's
John Wayne Gacy
the ones that
scares
really
the shit out of me.
Yeah, the ones that really get to Jamie are kind of like those like not well polished, sort of realistic, but you know, kind of creepy-esque, you know, sort of, you know, like definitely a child molester with face paint.
Yeah,
Those are
that's
the
fucking
ones that
scary.
really get him. And I know
Bozo
this
the Clown
because,
scared the shit out of me. I used to be able to watch Bozo, then after Poltergeist, I could never watch Bozo ever again. No lie. It's straight. That's a shoot. But yeah, and then, like, and fast forward to when I was 13, I went to some stupid little carnival in Smithville, Missouri, and this clown came up and started fucking with me, and I froze, like I couldn't move. And I'm like, get the fuck away from me, get the fuck away from me. He's kept fucking with me. And the next thing you know, I punch him in the nose. And he's like, what the fuck was that for? I'm like, I told you to fucking leave me alone. And literally the guy's parents who I went with had to pick me up and take me out because I couldn't move. I was that scared. Dude, yeah.
It's real. Ooh.
Now you know how to fuck with me. So I do want to see what you guys think about one particular movie, or at least movie series.
Okay.
What do you guys think about Lord of the Rings?
I've never seen it.
Hell yeah. Lord of the Rings is tight. I love Lord of the Rings.
There's somebody out there listening who is a coworker of yours who will appreciate that very much. Heidi, you are not alone. SK is with you on this.
So, Lord of the Rings is fucking sick. I love Lord of the Rings. That's like if I have a day of just like nothing but household things, like I need to start with fucking laundry. Then after that, I'm gonna food prep, and then while I'm doing that, before I.
Oh, he froze.
He's
froze. No.
Oh man. Well, while he's figuring that out here,
I feel like I watched Fellowship.
Oh, you back? You froze for a second there.
You froze. You froze.
You got to food prep and then you froze.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, just stuff that I would do on a typical day off. Clean the house, food prep, laundry, all that stuff. Put on all the Lord of the Rings in the background. It's great. And then in the middle of your tasks, you can pause and watch, and it's just great fucking movies. I love them.
Would you watch the theatricals or you watch the extendeds?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I used to watch them. I had the DVDs, but those got lost over time. But I want to say Netflix had them, and I would watch them on there.
Yeah, I think they had the choice, but then I don't remember one of the services. But I'm a big fan. I like Lord of the Rings. I like Tolkien. I like all that stuff. Jamie, I guess this is your time. So
this is my time. Okay, so Campbell, I'm proud of you for never watching these movies. Do
apologize
yourself
to
a favor. Never fucking watch these movies.
Jamie, real fast. I want to apologize to our regular listeners because you've heard this rant 14 times. Just stay with us. We'll be here.
You're welcome. But so have either of you seen Clerks 2? How about that? Any of the Clerks movies?
He knows where you're going right now.
That's exactly how I feel about these movies. So, Campbell, you need to watch Clerks 2, and then that will give you your entire synopsis of the Lord of the Rings movies. It's 3 movies about people fucking walking. That's it. They're walking. They could have rode the Eagles from the beginning and just got there, dropped off the ring, called it good, but no, they had to walk. 3 movies of people fucking walking. Even the trees fucking walked in those movies. Even the trees. There was over 47 minutes completely in all the movies, just shots of people walking in 3 movies. That is ridiculous. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, I had not too much desire to go find out and watch for myself, but you're not helping that cause at all either. So I'll take your word for it. If you think it's time, it's time.
So
we've been over the eagle thing. The eagle thing is we've already debunked that. They could not fly over the eagles.
It's logic.
There's a giant evil villain that would catch them in the middle of the air, and they would, the eagles were able to come and get them at the end because Sauron was defeated no more. That's why the eagles were able to fly over into Mordor and get him. You have a sea of army of people that would be on your ass the second you landed because you got a giant eye in the fucking sky where the eagles would be flying over. We've debunked this, Jamie. Okay, the eagles are not a goddamn
What is
option.
that giant eye? Does that eye shoot lasers?
The all-seeing eye of Sauron? I mean, it's in the goddamn name, right? It's in the fucking name.
But he sees if he saw everything, then he should have saw them walking too. Debunk.
It's not omnipresent. It sees things. If you're flying in the air where the eye is, it's gonna fucking see you. All right, sorry, we're going on.
All seeing.
I think he just doesn't like Lord of the Rings, and that's it.
I like the Hobbit.
He does.
I did enjoy the Hobbit.
Pretty neutral on this because literally he's got to the point where Heidi Howletts wants to actually fight Jamie at an upcoming Journey Pro show if possible.
Good. In the name of Lord of the Rings.
Walter kind of approved it.
So that brings me to a point. If you guys remember this, I know you guys wrestle a lot. There was a Frodo sucks chant during your match with the Wasteland War Party. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I remember that.
I don't remember that.
You reacted to it, SK.
It was Marrow on the apron.
You were.
Yeah, you're like, who's Frodo? And I'm like, and it was 100% shoot at Heidi, because I told Heidi I was going to like do something anti Lord of the Rings just to fuck with her, because as you know, like JJ and I start a lot of chants. I'm the lion tamer guy. He's just really loud. We have our roles, and like it was 100% just to get under her skin, and I felt like it worked because she flipped me off.
He spent 20 minutes during a break on night 1 coming up with chants, like running them by. How's this sound? How about this one? How about this one? Until he got the one that was perfect, right? And it was just me and him. But yes,
it all sets out. It all makes sense now. It all just coming full circle. I'm tracking.
See, I just had to take you on this journey so you understood why I did that chant. It was nothing against you guys, because now I think it's a good time to start talking wrestling.
Let's go.
Okay.
It's the grunt.
So, you guys, I don't know if you know this about us, but we like heel shit. Like, we're big fans of the heels. Like, we like the bad guys. We usually cheer for the bad guys. And you typically play bad guys. And that's why we love you so much. And that's one of the reasons why we wanted you on this show. So in honor of, like, since you guys do play the heel very well, who are some of the wrestlers that you have looked up to that you kind of not necessarily molded your persona off of, but like who you took pointers from in order to develop your current persona? Like what are some of the heels or non-heels that you just like, I got into wrestling because this dude was one of the greatest heels, and I watched like 1,000 of his matches to kind of figure out how he just pisses off a crowd.
Bishop, you can go first. Mine's not going to take very long.
I mean, I always it's really weird because whenever you're younger, you really dislike them, and then when you get older and you're involved in the wrestling business, it's like, oh, I actually really fucking like those guys because they got me to react the way I was supposed to. So as far as like heels go that I legitimately reacted to and legitimately hated, but as I got older I grew love for, I'd probably say Kurt Angle. He's like my number one guy, like from a wrestling standpoint. And then also, as a kid, I couldn't stand him, but I always knew like he's fucking good. I hate him, but I know he's gonna, put up a fight against whoever.
Sure.
And ultimately, he had that good balance of aggression and goofiness, I guess, which I feel like if you can find that balance as a wrestler, then you're money. So yeah, Kurt Angle, just great heel. Anything I can do that models after him, that's I try, but it's fucking Kurt Angle. So
well, don't try breaking your neck and winning a gold medal because only he can win a gold medal with a broken fucking neck.
Don't get addicted to pills and don't drink lots of milk. Okay, I think you'll be fine.
Don't leave your wife around Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
No, Kurt Angle's like the spirit animal of the premiere in the carload, dude. We just quote Kurt Angle videos all the time.
So the road trip consists of High School Musical and Kurt Angle quotes. Got it.
Oh, you're getting there. You're about to wrap it up. Yeah.
Fun ass trip.
And you think
I figured Bishop would say Kurt Angle. I feel like that's like a good one for me too, because like you said, he did a really good job of heel, like being able to like be believable while like being a goofy heel that would show his ass, and like he was good at that side of things. It's like not really running jokes, it's like accurate, but like if you watch anything I do, if you put them side by side, I steal everything I do from Pete Dunne. Like I have since I started, for the most part, stolen everything I've done from Pete Dunne. What he does now on TV isn't like exactly what he was doing, obviously, even just a year ago. But like, don't get me wrong, I still enjoy it. Like that dude could do anything, and I love it. But actually, like I go back and see what he was doing, like pre getting signed, like on the Indies and Progress, all the stuff over in the UK, because him and all three of the guys in British Strong Style, honestly, they would come out to just the loudest boos. And I was like, dude, like, I'm in a faction with three guys. Like, we can do all this stuff too. So, like, I don't know, man. I'll just feel like some stuff in the ring. Yeah, I feel like a lot of his moves, that is what it is. But, like, just, like, the whole, like, me acting like an absolute, like, asshole on Twitter, I stole that from him, like, when I was in training, before I was even, like, quote-unquote tweeting in character. He would just tweet some stuff. I'd be like, that's hilarious. Like, I'm going to do that. And I've taken it probably a step further than he ever did. But, like, I definitely, like, the root of that was, like, how he used to be. So, like, really persona-wise, like, just, like, I kind of took a lot of it from Pete Dunne. Kurt Angle's a good answer, but also Chris Jericho. That's kind of, like, my little, like, pot of people is, like, Kurt Angle's, like, a good one, I feel like, for everybody. So I'm glad Bishop said that. I figured he would. But then, like, you throw in Y2J and then, like, 2017 Pete Dunne, throw it all in there. That's like what I'm picking from every time.
That's solid. I'm a lifelong Jerichoholic. If you can't tell, because I yell lion tamer like I'm passing out fucking candy. Yeah, you get a lion tamer. You get a lion tamer. Yeah.
For what it's worth, Jamie will stop chanting lion tamer like a maniac at every freaking show if we get a lion tamer for a finish. So if either one of you or both do like a tandem lion tamer for a tap out, we can stop this madness. And I say that because I'm the one that sits next to him every time, and I got to hear it all the time.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta ask you this, because Heidi said that like she heard of the lion tamer guy. Like, you guys, how annoying is it? Just to be honest.
To be honest, I only saw it because like Wyatt was tweeting at you about it or something like that. I saw Wyatt tweet one time and I was like, the hell is this dude talking about a lion tamer? I don't know, but the lion tamer's tight, so I'm with it.
There you go. There you go.
There we go. See?
Do you guys know the full story about between the lion tamer? So all right. So we found Jeremy Wyatt and we didn't catch it at the very beginning of the promotion, unfortunately, but when we found out, Jamie and I did, about NWL, and our first NWL show we go to, there's this guy, champion, he's sitting there, he's got good physique and all that, he's got a nice look, definitely a heel, big cape, giant lions on the side of his tights, and Jamie immediately is like, that guy should do a lion tamer. That was what, 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago?
4.5,
Four
somewhere
and
around
a half
there.
years ago. Since then, he has incessantly, every time he's seen Jeremy Wyatt, every time he's seen him online, whatever, has poked this bear with the intention of getting one of two things: getting a lion tamer from Jeremy Wyatt, which you never will, or getting him to come up to him and just literally tell him to go fuck himself.
That's what I'm really going for. I'm going for that because then I feel like I've gotten under a heel skin, and then I in turn have become the heel, and I win.
But Jeremy
I don't know which
knows
one
that
of
he'll
those
never
will-
give you the satisfaction. Is my argument.
I know that. I know that. That's why it's a thing.
I don't know which one of those will happen first, if any. I don't know. You might be SOL on that one. We'll see how it plays out.
I know. Well, luckily JDX does a lion tamer, so I feel like there's a chance. Or sorry, the Chicago Crab. So there is a chance I can get one. So then I have to move on to another move, and then we could talk moves and see what we can get Jeremy Wyatt not to do. All right. So, gentlemen, let's talk about your guys' career. You guys have been all over the United States, and you're still hella young. I know you've been up in Iowa, obviously here in Kansas and both Missouri. So what are some of the places you have been around the United States?
Ohio, Atlanta, Texas,
Nebraska.
anything.
You're the Northeast, aren't you?
Minnesota. We do Minnesota, Milwaukee, a lot of stuff in Illinois. I think a bulk of my matches, the majority of my matches have happened in Illinois.
Arkansas,
man, a lot of stuff, not necessarily like, there's nothing really west of us that we said. We haven't made it out to Colorado to wrestle yet. I haven't gone west of it. So, yeah. Did you do Rocky Mountain?
Yeah, it was a Rocky Mountain Pro. That was in 2018. So that was my second year in and accents.
I hadn't even had it.
Okay.
So
well, we know a few people who know people there. I mean, you know them as well. You've had some nasty ass matches with them.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that because there seems to be a magnetism between you guys. We're not going to play favorites here on this show here. We do but you guys and the Howletts. I know we talked to them first. I think the very first interview we did with the Howletts a while ago, that you guys had yet to actually meet in a ring, and you were one of the teams that they said they really wanted to get to. And it seems like ever since that happened, you guys just continuously seem to find each other. Journey Pro, Central States Wrestling, Anarchy, What is it about that? Because I'm not going to lie, every single one that I've seen, whether it be in person or on Twitch, if I couldn't make the show, been fantastic, What is it between you guys? You guys have just good chemistry? Is it good hatred? I mean, like, what is it that, kind of flows?
There's a word said, I'll tell you exactly what it is. You said there's a magnetism there, and it's one-sided, because all the buzz is on the premiere, and the Howletts are buzz suckers. They're trying to get all the clout they can from being affiliated with the premiere in any way, shape, or form. They're politicking for matches with us, always tweeting at us, hoodies always in my damn mentions on Twitter, because they know that if they're doing anything involving me or Bishop, that there's going to be more eyes on it for them. And that's fine, whatever. They can make it end that way if they want to. But that's where the magnetism comes from. Tell them I said that. Send this clip to them on Twitter. That's fine too.
Don't worry, this is going to get released before the video is. This is
for sure. That's a yeah. SK's like fuck.
SK's like, I don't know if I can add anything to that, right?
No, it's okay. I mean, like, I probably couldn't have said it better, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
Okay.
So they named some people that they wanted to face, and you were obviously on that short list, and I think you guys have definitely answered to why they keep coming knocking at your door. Who are some of the teams that you want to face, that you want to get your hands on?
Or promotions that you're aiming to get to maybe in the near future?
Nice.
Man, there's a lot. I mean, I'll tell you, like, we have a lot of fun with teams that are like we've kind of found our little circle in the Midwest of teams that are kind of in the same boat as us, like younger in the game, established tag teams, and it goes beyond just having like a couple tag team moves and matching gear. But like just guys that like they are a tag team, they're going to travel, and most of their bookings are going to be tag team matches together. And we've kind of found that little, I don't want to say click because we wrestle them, beat shit out of them, but like Country Air, super dope. They're from Wisconsin. Same, like I said, same kind of boat as us. It's like young in the game, getting after it, established tag team. The Young Goats from Tennessee are that way too.
Okay.
We actually had a triple tag with them up in Illinois for 0-1, and I want to run that one back too. Man, there's just things like that, and like that doesn't really answer your question as far as who we want to get in there, because that's like an endless list, like send anybody. But it is cool that we've kind of found a little like pocket of guys that are kind of similar to us that we can kind of go out there and do the damn thing with. You know what I mean?
Yep. Another one of those guys, technical difficulties out of St. Louis. I think we have. That's another
I would
one.
love to see that too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we wrestled on the 0-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
We wrestled
them in 0-1 in Illinois a couple months ago. So yeah, I knew I was missing one. There's like four of us. Yeah, technical difficulties is super dope.
Cool.
Yes.
I mean, I think
it's. Yeah, who want to wrestle, man? I was ready for that one, man. There's like a million teams out there. Obviously, I think the pinnacle right now is tag team wrestling, like the entire landscape of wrestling. That pinnacle of tag team wrestling is FTR probably.
Sure.
That may be a long shot right now, but I think that's the one that like makes or breaks you. So eventually, like I feel like you put that at the mountaintop for a tag team like us, and whoever's along the way is along the way. But I think that's kind of right now, at least, the pinnacle of tag team wrestling.
That's where
I would say.
You gotta have big goals too. You know, you gotta have attainable, but also big goals to strive towards. So I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys say you haven't really been out further west, like west of the Rockies. SK once, out in Rocky Mountain Pro a while ago. But I mean, is that kind of like a goal for you guys in the future here to do more there? Do you want to just kind of like really get the roots in throughout the Midwest? We know Illinois and Chicago is kind of like a hotbed nationwide for wrestling promotions and stuff. Or do you east or south? I mean, is there any preference where you would like to get to, or is it just a matter of just grinding and doing the work?
Man, I just want to be everywhere. I want to wrestle everywhere. I don't care where. I want to be.
Right.
I want to be. If I had to pencil one in, I want to get to the UK at some point. If I had to pencil one in, I want to go overseas. But man, anywhere and everywhere, man. What about you, Bishop? I kind of jumped the gun on that one because I got excited just thinking about it.
I mean, I was essentially going to say the same thing. I mean, really no preference. East Coast, West Coast, just anywhere where they're willing to take us and give us new teams to work and just help us get more experience. And it's really just the grind all over, wherever the good teams are at.
Would you go to the UK with Campbell there, or would you prefer like Japan or?
Oh, dude, pencil it in. It's going to happen, man. Speaking it into existence now, it'll happen.
It's going to. That's definitely in the plans. Get the passports, and then UK, hit Canada, Mexico. I'd like to. I haven't really talked to Campbell. I can't imagine not wanting to, but just anywhere where,
if you go to Mexico, Campbell needs to have a Michael Myers mask. Michael Myers mask.
Man, that would be tight.
That would actually be amazing.
Jamie's just like salivating on the idea. I can see it in your.
Yeah, what did I do? We did an October show for Anarchy, and I was able to last second get my hands on just a half mask, but a Michael Myers mask, and I put the black streak on it, like I wear out to the ring. I thought that was so dope, but then I don't know, it didn't end up going over in my head. It didn't happen in real life the way I could imagine. So we'll give it another go this fall. We'll see how it plays out.
There you go. Yes.
All right, Jamie.
Now or never, man. Now or never.
Jamie, you want to go into the games? Do you have any other topics or questions you wanted to get with?
I do have a couple games. We just gotta get your head in the game. And get going here.
Cool. So just kind of set it up here for you, Jamie. So, first-time listeners, if you're not familiar, and SK and Campbell, we like to do this thing we call the impossible game. So we have a couple different variants that we're gonna do here. Jamie's got a few prepared, sounds like. So we're gonna run through that. But please, for those of you watching on YouTube or listening along, join in with us. Drop your answers to the possible games down in the comments or tweet at us at Total Spotfest. Jamie, let's go.
All right, so we're gonna start off with more of a softball for you guys, if you will. You know, you guys will be on a desert island, okay? And on this desert island, you'll have one song or one album and one movie that will be playing at all times. So like you go over here, music's playing, you go over here, this movie's playing. Okay? One movie, one album. That's going to be on replay forever. Except for one time a year, you get to have an additional movie and an additional album that you can listen to and watch once. And then it goes back to your regular repeated pieces. So what is the movie that's going to be on replay? And what is the album that's going to be on replay? And then what is your one movie a year that you'll watch? And then what's the one album that you'll listen to once a year?
Oh,
For me,
dude, I feel like that's called impossible to me.
Well, we can start with just movie or music if it's easier for you guys too.
Yeah, we can start with let's start with the movie first, so it gives you time to think about music because you guys are both
what's your video you were to have going? Let's go that way.
well, I'll go ahead. I'll just answer it all at once, dude. The album I would have playing all year round would be Downtown Battle Mountain by Dance Gavin Dance. And the movie that would be playing 24/7 would be Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Okay.
And for the album that would play once a year, I mean that one time throughout the year.
One time.
It would be The Things We Think We're Missing by Balance and Composure. And the movie that would play one time would be Jeepers Creepers 2.
Oh, the second one. Good call.
Yeah.
That's the one with the bus.
Yeah.
That's the bus.
Okay.
Yes.
So a little bit of juxtaposition in the movie there. You know, that's generally what we get.
Yeah.
We get some sort of like, you know, gotta have something to break up the other, right? It's usually what we get.
Yeah, and then something to look forward to, like Jeepers Creepers.
Right. Like Jamie had Pink Floyd for his everyday album. Then he had
Dark
Steel
Side of the
Panther.
Moon, and then
Okay.
Steel Panther, Feel the Steel, because I wanted to have a laugh at least once a year. Because the rest of the year I'll be mellow as fuck. You know.
Man, okay. I didn't think of this until Bishop said his, but I think my album would be the Instant Gratification album from Dance Gavin Dance.
Okay.
Kind of like where Tillian found his sound. So I took a different approach to the rest of it, though. If I'm only getting these other ones once a year, right? Oh, my movie that plays all year round would be Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh.
So then,
Very good.
that's tied for my favorite movie of all time with Coach Carter. Coach Carter and Ferris Bueller's Day Off are my top two movies in time first.
Okay.
But my approach to this is I'm a seasonal man. I like my seasonal stuff. So my movie would probably be the original Halloween, and I play it in October. And then my album would be like, now this is Christmas songs, like Best of Christmas Songs album in December.
Christmas.
And now I get my seasonal
okay.
question. I think that's my approach to it.
That's a very interesting answer, because I mean, I think of all the people we've done this game for, and we've done it for like more movies for movie people, more music for music, you know, people. You know, you guys are kind of like in, you know, along both lines. That's why we've gone both paths. But generally speaking, we haven't had anybody be that time of the year sensitive. I'll say that. So
yeah, man. That's why I said like
I appreciate that. That's
I didn't. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I didn't get through all the Friday the 13th movies. They're like, well, why'd you stop? Because, dude, it's Christmas time, so I have to wait now until we got it's my plans to Halloween movies again. That's
I'm a big
just how it
Christmas fan
works.
myself. I appreciate that.
August to November 1st is Halloween time, and then November through the end of December is Christmas time, and then everything else just sucks. That's the best part of the year, though.
Yeah, my mother, God rest her soul, she was the biggest Christmas fan there was. Literally in their house. in their house, they had storage room, there was a separate storage room that was nothing but Christmas, and it was filled to the
Right.
freaking brim. Jamie knows, he bought some of her stuff after she had passed.
I did.
And she would, her TV contract, whatever it was, had to include a Hallmark channel because she watched literally from July through January Christmas movies, and she would have watched them all year long if they had them. No matter what. Go to my mom's place, she's watching Hallmark Christmas movies 24/7.
Yeah, dude. As soon as I wake up the day after Halloween, man, I go out to the garage, I pull out the Christmas tree, I start taking down the Halloween stuff, man. I'm like, as much as it pains me because I love Halloween, but I love Christmas too. It's just
but what about
like
Thanksgiving though?
Yeah, so here's what it is. Thanksgiving's like the Royal Rumble, and Christmas is like WrestleMania, right? So it's just a stop on the road to WrestleMania.
Okay.
That's how I play.
That makes
still WrestleMania season, but you've got the big stop at Royal Rumble.
Wow. Never thought of it that way.
Campbell with the sound bites here. All right.
So hold on. Before we move on to the last of the impossible games, I need to know one thing and one thing only. Do you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I'll be honest with you. As this has been a theme tonight, I've only seen that movie in pieces and bits. I haven't sat down and watched it all the way through. But
well, thanks for coming, guys. SK, it was great talking to you tonight.
Yeah.
I know it. I say yes just because I don't know, everybody else does. Joni writes me a good little check, and they say that it does. So you know what? Come on.
For what it's worth, yes, it's a Christmas movie, but it's actually a great movie. It's actually it holds its time. It holds up. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a little dated. It's the 80s, but holds up. I know this because that is my Christmas tradition. Every Christmas Eve, go to my dad's place. We do church, we do dinner, we do packages, come back home, and before I go to bed, because then Christmas morning go get dinner. Gotta watch Die Hard before I go to bed every year. That's my tradition.
There you go.
It's worth it. SK, you've seen it, right? You've definitely seen Die Hard. Do you think? And be honest with us. Do you view it as a Christmas movie?
At this point, yeah. Like,
I'll take
I
it.
just don't even know. Like, just given the time it's in, yeah.
What about Batman Returns?
Ooh.
You saying, is that a Christmas movie?
I'm asking you if Batman Returns, Danny DeVito's the Penguin, is that a Christmas movie?
Sure.
It technically is. I mean, it.
I saw that discourse go down on Twitter. I say, how can you say no?
You can't. It opens and ends with a Christmas carol, for God's sake. The last words of the movie are "Merry Christmas, Alfred."
There you go. Yeah. So there.
There you go. All right. So for this last game, you two both get individual games. You don't have to use the same thing. So this is where it gets a little fun.
This is gonna be good.
This is what we call. This is a little game we like to call feud, faction, or fire. So it's basically like FMK. For everybody, if you guys know FMK.
Oh, okay.
So you have to pick this person, these people, whatever, to feud with, to faction with, or they are fired. They are gone from the universe. They've been Thanos out of existence. Okay? So we are going to start with you, Mr. Campbell Myers. Your people are Troy Bolton, Gabriela Montez, and Chad Danforth.
Bro. Here we go.
That's why we call this the impossible game.
Okay, so faction would be Gabriella.
Okay.
Is it because she's a smoke show nowadays?
Man, always was. Man, and then maybe I want to say, you know what? I'm taking a different approach to this. I'm going to say fire Troy Bolton because he's the man, especially in the series. So fire him, so I don't have to deal with that. And then I'll feud with Chad Danforth.
That's a solid feud.
That's that. Run it back. I'm feuding with Troy Bolton because of High School Musical too. He's an asshole. High School Musical 2, he's an asshole. So we're going to say it's High School Musical 2, Troy Bolton. And we are firing Chad Danforth. That's my final answer.
All right, SK, here you go, sir. Are you ready?
I think so.
Frodo, Sam,
Oh.
and Gandalf.
Oh,
Correct.
oh man. Okay. Mm. Mm. I'd probably all right. I'd probably feud with Frodo. Faction. Mm. Mm. Probably faction with Sam. And then I'd fire Gandalf.
You kill
Fire
Gandalf off.
You'd fire the most powerful one?
Well, yeah, because I feel like he just kind of came and went whenever he felt like it. Like he could
That's a
come
good
back
point.
or
That's a good
badass if
point.
he wanted to, but he didn't. So fuck him.
I mean, he was walking everywhere, you know.
We all were walking.
Everybody was walking.
Factioning with Sam is the correct answer for the record.
That's what I'm saying. He proved to be a loyal friend. He knew what was best for him, and he would.
The brave. Yes.
See,
Yeah,
I would feud with Sam, and I would. Oh yeah, no, because I think it'd be fun because he's so nice. He's too nice. I feel like I just walk all over the guy, and then I would faction. Then I would faction with Gandalf, and then totally fire Frodo.
Yeah,
Fuck
faction with the wizard. Yeah,
he is a little bitch.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say if you're gonna walk over anybody, it'd be Frodo. Like that's like you would take that. Yeah.
Usually we play this game with like coworkers of yours in the wrestling business, but I like this variation a lot more, Jamie. Thank you.
Be honest. You had to Google the High School Musical characters, didn't you?
Of course. As soon as I heard you were all into High School Musical, I'm like, yep, that's where we're going.
Oh man,
I love it.
All right. Well, we had a great time with you guys here. We want to give you a little bit of time back. SK and Campbell, both of you here. Please, like you said, you see on the screen here we have their Twitter handles, but I want you guys to please plug whatever you want to at this time. It is both your time as co-mayor of Plug City. So please go ahead.
You go first.
Go first, baby.
Oh, well, in that case, you can follow me on Instagram. It is datboyskbishop, and on Twitter, datboyskb. Go ahead and follow me. I'm trying to get more on top of that kind of stuff with self-promotion, even though I kind of fucking hate social media, but you need it as a wrestler. So just one of those things, but give me a follow. I'll appreciate it, and I'll try to follow you back most likely.
Merch!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm on Instagram.
Right. I'll check it.
You have a merch link on your Twitter at SK. Okay, whatever. I'll put links for all this shit down below.
Thank you.
Merch. What's your merch link, dog?
Storefront / something, dude. I barely even visited, so I wasn't.
All right, so if you want a very ill-prepared SK Bishop shirt, I'll have a link on YouTube. We'll check it out. Campbell.
All right, so my Instagram is at Campbell_Myers. Twitter is shit. I just changed it. I think it's like Campbell Myers _ something now. Very generic, but if you just look up my name, you'll find it. Got a merch link on both of those bios too. I believe it is bigcartel.com / Campbell Myers. That could be right, but those are linked in my bios as well. So yeah, man, just follow me and Bishop both. Like I said, we're on the road together all the time, so we appreciate that kind of support.
What do you guys have coming up here? We know that just this past weekend we had the most recent Headlocks for the Cure, which you guys were a part of. At the time of this recording, we don't know what happened, but you were recently...
This will be out the week of. This will be out the week of.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it is anymore.
That was CSW. Was this past weekend? This coming weekend, we have Headlocks for the Cure Journey Pro. That is.
Yes. So
yeah.
Okay. So for those of you listening, this Friday is going to be Headlocks for the Cure. Thank you, Jamie. Time's a flat circle. I work from home.
Against Laney and GPA, that match will fuck. That's going to be a fun match.
That's going to be a fun match.
Yeah,
You've broken a few people because they don't know who to boo now.
Ah,
Yeah. It was a fun match. He might just beat the shit out of him. We'll see what happens.
I mean, GPA, he's talented, but he's got a big mouth. So,
And he's bigger. I'll be all right.
hey. But you guys also, if go, please. Join us at Journey Pro, as we always say in general. But join us at Journey Pro. Come check out the premiere. Also, you guys have become regulars in Central States Wrestling. I assume that's going to continue to go on somewhat, right? And Anarchy, still do stuff for 0-1.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, man, we're doing one tag champ, baby.
mhm.
And
that's
they,
actually, we'll be back there the day after Journey Pro. So yeah, this weekend too. It'll be Journey Pro, then straight.
Nice.
straight up northeast of
Mhm.
here.
Yep.
Follow them both on Twitter, basically, to get all the other updates as they can coming on here. As always, follow us on Twitter. Leave a comment down below. We do appreciate you guys joining us, giving some of your time here. So thank you to Campbell. Thank you to SK. Jamie, any final words for anybody?
No, this has been an absolute blast. Even with the disappearing SK in the beginning that people didn't get to see, it was really a lot of fun. Absolutely.
I have
Well,
I have video. I have that documented in video format. There could be a blooper reel at one point in time.
I love it.
Maybe.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for having us on, guys. We appreciate you guys bringing us on. We had a blast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will definitely have to do it again here. So,
Absolutely.
We'll be back every Thursday with our regularly scheduled program. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Jamie, take us home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I have 5 words for you. We're all in this together.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.